What's going on, everybody? DjGoHam here. Welcome back to the channel.
It's Thumbs Up News, baby.
Hashtag Thumbs Up News. Today we have 45 PC mods in testing. We got 6 console mods in testing. Giants have a new blog on the Precision Farming project, and we've got some good news. A2 Studios making even more progress on the TLX9000, and you're gonna see it today. White Bull Mining have a new self-propelled wood chipper. Agritono talks about an update to his Case IH combine. 40 Mining show off one of the customization options for their Hesston 4900 Baler. Cola Mining has updates for us on his semi-truck and his tipper. Dasch Mining has a whole lot of new information on his new building. GB Mining has his new building that we showed yesterday in-game. Plus, Shaba's got some sad news, but hopefully it's only temporary. Let's check it out. In testing for PC, we have the 24-ton low loader, Bandeirante Raster H9, BDT 762, Big Bag and Support Package, Bulk Carrier Randon 1990 Brazil, Buy Used Equipment, Car Trailer, Cistern Bicer, Eckerd 185 Poly, Varmint Kabaktabat 600, Fence 714 724 Vario SCR, Gaspardo MTE 6R, Grain Container 50, IBAR 100, John Deere 684 Premium, Joskin Cargo Track, Joskin Cargo Track Attachments Pack, Joskin TR270C3, Kane LBT 24 ton, Kane LLTM 24 ton, Coty Slurry Pack, Kavernlin CLG, Lely Lotus 1250 Profile, Linda E14 335, Lizard 991, Magzy Tool Pack, Massey Ferguson 5650 and the Massey Ferguson header, MDW Case Arcus, Meadow Valley, Multi-Harvest Headers, Nefes 8560, New Holland TX 590, New Holland 120, ORL Snowblower, Petrofarm Gas Station, Placeable Christmas Tree Jingle Bells, Ripper R5, Schluter 1500 TVL, Seasons Geo Austria, Small White US Shed, Snow Melting Station, Starweiss, Timbered Farm Pack, Valmont 1580 Brazil, and Zegrodi. It's SC4 consoles. We have the BGA 200 kilowatt, International Transtar, Jankari W700, Lizard Marquise and DCA 2MC 10500, MAN TGS 41500 IT Runner, and the Zader Crystal 12011. With all that being said, we still have 60 mods sitting waiting to be tested, and the current average waiting time of newly submitted mods is down again to 2 workdays. Moving into today's top stories, and we start with Giants Precision Farming Project. Today they've got a new blog talking about yield improvement and economic analysis. Today they want to get more in-depth after presenting the upcoming soil types, including soil sampling, mechanics, and the Precision Farming Project, which is initiated by John Deere and financed by EIT Food. We continue with yield improvement and the economic analysis. Before we get too into this, I do want to let you know, thanks to Giants for chatting with them this morning. They basically said that this will be available for all platforms as either a DLC or as a mod that you can download. So this is not going to be something that's just thrown in. This will be some type of addition to the game, which will be totally optional. That out of the way, let's jump right into it. We start with pH values and nitrogen content in the soil. Not only are there 4 different types of soil types, you also have to take into account different pH levels and the content of nitrogen when improving your yield. To learn about the pH and nitrogen levels in the soil, we take a look at the Precision Farming tab. The data on the pH and nitrogen levels are visible after results from your soil samples are back from the lab, which we talked about in the previous blog. In regards to lime, how do you get your pH levels up? By liming the fields, naturally. Let's set behind the tractor, and you can see right here that with our help window open and the lime spreader attached, we see the additional information on the UI indicating what to do. As you can see, the most prominent addition to the UI is the lime application bar. While the red mark shows the current pH level, the tiny flag indicates the pH value to aim for. By pressing a section button on your keyboard or your controller, you can activate or deactivate the automatic application rate of lime. So if you choose automatic, the pH value will be increased dynamically to the optimal value. Each soil type will have different optimal values, so kind of wherever you are, it will produce less or more depending on what's going on. What about the pH map itself? Has anything changed here, and what does it even look like? Well, this is what it looks like after applying the lime and the automatic application. Looks good here. Talking about fertilizing, once liming is done, the pH levels are satisfied on the field and now need to provide our crops with nutrients by getting the nitrogen levels up in the soil. To do this by fertilizing, either going to use slurry or normal fertilizer. When using lime and fertilizing, you'll see the rising values live on the mini map. It's not going to be just a, hit refresh, that kind of thing. It's going to do it live on the minimap in the left corner. You can choose between manual and automatic application process here as well. Same for the application of normal fertilizer. In both scenarios, the UI informs you about the necessary application rate based on the crop and soil type. Depending on the different crop that you want to sow, whether it be wheat, barley, oats, whatever it is, they advise you to use slurry or manure first. This is definitely something I'm going to have to get used to. This helps to reduce the application rate and cost for regular fertilizer later on in the process. After sowing the crop, you can adjust the nitrogen levels for the crop target value with normal fertilizer. As far as yield and the economic analysis goes, got everything limed to fertilized? Great. After the usual field work, including the removal of weeds if you have weeds turned on, the crops will soon be ready to be harvested, and on the minimap, you'll see the outcome color-coded in real time. That's not all. Precision farming is about collecting data and statistics to get a complete picture of everything that we've done with the results that came from it. You take a look at the yield screen in the pause menu by filtering for yield, still on the Precision Farming tab. Here you see everything that's happened, how many soil samples that you took per field, and how much it even costs you, how much lime and fertilizer was applied, and more. Even the amount of seeds and fuel used, or cost of the vehicle maintenance as the helper does that. This is pretty sweet. Lastly, we talk about the RTK station needed for your helpers. Sooner or later, depending on how many fields you have in your possession, you're going to need to use the helper. Imagine the helper as what he actually is, at least in the game, as an AI, or in this context, the AI tool to animate the process. To tell a machine what to do has to be told in real time. So as you would be adjusting things, the worker, the helper, needs to adjust things. In this case, the GPS signal is used. And for that, you have to place at least one of two different RTK stations available. After placing the RTK stations on your farm, the helper will work more efficiently compared to letting him do it without these placed down, meaning you'll save seeds, you'll save lime, fertilizer, fuel, and in the end, you're going to save a lot of money as well. They do go on to tell us that the next time that we see this at a blog, they're going to be letting us know the release date of this. I am super excited about this. This is one of the biggest game-changing things that we've ever had in Farming Simulator. Super excited. Let me know what you think about this. Yesterday in A2 Studios live stream, he showed off some more options and customization features and maybe a few little interesting things for sure that probably won't make it to the final version, but we're still awesome to see, of his TLX9000. This is something that if you guys tune into our live stream today, right before his as a matter of fact, you'll be able to see this live in action doing some karting. So if that's something you want to see, make sure you stay tuned not only for my live stream today, but his live stream later today as well. White Bull Modding are currently working on a new machine. This is going to be the Diamant 2000. They say that they don't have the license for it, so they're going to be publishing it under the name of the WbM Diamant 2000, probably just the WB 2000 in general. What is this though? It is basically the size of a combine harvester, maybe a little bit smaller, and it is a mobile wood chipper. So you've got a nice auger out the side, you've got a loading area in on the other side as well, so you can fill up using different types of logging machinery to load this with logs and send wood chips kind of in any direction that you want to. This is really neat, really cool, really different as a matter of fact, and I think this is going to fit perfect on many farms. This is in the early stages. They've just started this, so it's maybe a little while before we see anything, but I'll keep you guys updated. Speaking of updates, Agritono's got an update today for us for their Case IH2566. They fixed the bulk carrier bug. They fixed the exhaust smoke location. It was out of place. 3 bulk carrier options have been made for open, not only sports with the canvas, they've also added configurations for wheels for transportation wheels and added wheel color choice as well. Man, this looks good with the black wheels. Something else that looks good is 4D Modding's Hesston Baler. They're back updating us almost daily on its progress. It's almost done. They say that they spent a few hours yesterday integrating the existing released Parkland Bell accumulator with the Hesston Baler. You can see both options side by side in these pictures, thus you'll be able to choose either use until the 4D Modding version is released. Cola Modding says that they've got the first LKS tests in-game regarding their semi-truck right here. Because it contains some small bugs in the images, there's still a lot of missing things, including the Toco version for the LK. As far as the bulk carrier in the background goes, it's the second day of testing, waiting for news for it this week. At the time of recording, no mods have been released yet, though they may be out by the time you're watching this. Dasch Modding has a whole lot of information for us today, so sit down. He says he's finally got the workshop in-game really liking it so far, but still a bit of work to do to clean it up. He wanted to have either side of the garage serviceable and then decided to also extend it into a pad area outside for your seaters and planters as well. He plans to make it toggleable so that the markers will disappear if you prefer not to see those markers, which I know a lot of you guys are like that, myself included. However, unless he can figure it out with an issue with the service trigger, placed it on top of the toolbox, it will require the workshop tab mod, and he really doesn't want to have to do that. So it may require a decision on where to put the service bay at some point. If it extends outside, opinions are welcome. In these photos, it was used with Global Company and the Place Anywhere mod to be able to use close up, and then splits apart. It's at its minimum distance from the matching garage. See Spy Doghouse in here too. Hey, I got the picture right yesterday. I was happy about that. Says finally there are the lifts in general. He needs to work a few things out, but he's getting there with them. Honestly, he's not sure why he went with this setup. He thinks he was imagining lifting under the chassis and not the tires. Different vehicles have different tires in different places, so I like this option. He says more similar to a two-post lift, but just a little bit too random between the vehicles. So he's likely going to need to rebuild the floor, have the i3D file structure, and then rotate the lifts to face in a different direction for a drive-on setup. Thinks he's still going to get the job done in the end though. Hope you enjoyed the pics. Oh, we very much did. This thing is looking great. Man, this place is awesome. Yesterday, we talked about GB modding and the hotel that they were working on, and today we get to see it in-game as well as the pictures that we showed off yesterday for comparison. In the picture that we've got today, we get nice sun in the background. It is looking very good. It's nice dusk as well. And lastly today, a bit of sad news from Shaba. He says pause on his modifications. Just wanted to inform us that due to technical issues with his PC, all of his projects are currently on hold and will be delayed. He's going to have to redo his PC, and in the meantime, he's going to have to make some magic happen in order for it to be working. He says it's impossible for him to keep working on Shamberg Valley, as the PC and Giants version just simply aren't working together very well. He's got a few other projects as well, one or two of which he has sent off to friends to have them hopefully get finished and testing. He says the John Deere that we showed off last week is currently in testing with one of his friends, so hopefully that's going to be sent off to Giant soon. That is, I think, the only mod that he's got right now. Some other projects as well that he's got going on, but just can't start them right now. Of course, his activity on YouTube and Twitch, which he's been doing a lot of lately, are suspended as well. Just like every episode of FSNews, links to all topics discussed today can be found in the description below. There's no release dates for mods, so myself nor anyone else knows when any mod is going to be released. If I did not talk about something that you're interested in or curious about, that just simply means that there's no new information at the time of recording. Please refer to previous episodes on the most current status of those projects, and make sure you stay tuned to the channel for up-to-date information on everything new going on in the world of Farming Simulator. Well guys, that is going to be it for today. Hope you've enjoyed. If you did, make sure you drop a like on the video, get subscribed to the channel if you're new, and join the DjGoHam fam. Make sure you turn your notification bells on as well so that you never miss daily Farming Simulator videos here on the channel. All being said, hope you have a great day. We will see you later. Peace! Yo, who's ready to see the TLX9000 in the live stream today? Let's go!